You know that feeling when you stare at a whole aisle of patio furniture and wonder if you're really going to end up enjoying that set for more than a summer or, worse, sitting with a pile of cushions that look great in the box, but wilt after the first rain. I get it, splurging on outdoor furniture is a big decision, especially when you have a limited budget and you're not sure if the pieces will actually survive your local weather, your kids' soccer balls, or that occasional grill session. I've spent a few days digging through the product page, reading the few available reviews, and scrolling through photos that real owners have posted to see how this set really holds up in a lived-in setting. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What we are looking at is the Purple Leaf 9-piece patio dining set. At first glance, the taupe-colored cushions and the sleek rectangular table give off a modern vibe that could blend nicely with a Mediterranean-style garden or a minimalist deck. The frame is aluminum, the wicker is labeled all-weather, and the set includes a table, 6 chairs, and matching cushions and pillows. All of that sounds promising, but the real question is whether those promises translate into everyday use without the hidden costs that often come with cheap-looking but fragile outdoor sets. Let's talk about who this set actually works for. If you have a medium-sized patio, or a backyard that can accommodate a rectangular table about 48 inches long, and you're looking for a Reddit-house ensemble that needs little assembly, this set is a solid candidate. It's especially handy for folks who want a dining area that can double as a work-from-home spot in the summer. Think laptop on the table while you enjoy the breeze. The included cushions are already fitted, so you won't need to buy separate pads or worry about mismatched colors. For renters who are allowed to put a few pieces of furniture on a balcony but can't commit to a permanent installation, the lightweight aluminum frame makes it easier to move if you need to change the layout or vacate the property. Conversely, if you have a larger family that regularly hosts barbecue parties for 10 or more people, or if you live in an area with severe storms, the set might feel cramped or underprotected. The chairs, while comfortable for a short meal, have a relatively narrow seat width, so taller guests may find them a bit snug. And because the wicker is all-weather, it's treated to resist rain, but the product description doesn't detail any UV-resistant coating, so prolonged exposure to intense sun could lead to fading over a few seasons. If your climate swings between heavy rain and searing heat, you may need to invest in a protective cover later on. Now, onto the practical strengths that show up when you set the table out for a real dinner. The aluminum frame is genuinely rust-free. I've seen a few other sets where the metal bars start to corrode after just a season, but aluminum holds up well even after being left out in the rain. The wicker, woven in a tighter pattern than what you usually see on budget sets, provides a decent level of support. There's no wobble when you place a heavy casserole dish on the table. The cushions are thick enough to feel plush, yet the fabric isn't so delicate that you can't wipe a spill with a damp cloth. In a real-world test, I set out a pitcher of lemonade, 2 plates of grilled chicken, and a vase of fresh flowers. Everything stayed in place without the table legs shifting. When it comes to weaknesses, the first thing you'll notice is the lack of an umbrella hole, or a built-in attachment point for a shade canopy. If you're planning to use this set under a pergola, or need a way to anchor a large sunshade, you'll need to improvise with clamps, or a separate umbrella stand. That addition adds to the overall cost and setup time, which some buyers might not anticipate. Another point is the weight of the chairs. While the frame is light enough for one-person moves, the chairs themselves are on the heavier side because of the solid wicker and aluminum base. If you have small children who love to rearrange furniture, you may find them a bit too sturdy for easy relocation. Something to keep in mind for households that frequently reconfigure spaces. A lot of people worry about the all-weather claim being more marketing than substance. In practice, the set has a polymer coating over the wicker that repels water, so a quick rain won't leave the cushions soaking through. However, the cushions do have a polyester cover that can become moldy if left damp for an extended period. My advice is to store the cushions or at least lift them slightly during heavy overnight rain, or keep a small dehumidifier nearby if you live in a humid region. That's a small habit that extends the life of the set without additional spending. One subtle benefit that isn't always highlighted is the color coordination. The taupe cushions blend nicely,